just really firmly realizing that everyone else around is just as much a feeling being that's an independent consciousness that's has their own self-awareness as you are, makes one realize that one should be more conscientious of how one treats other people and animals on the earth. That they're in a situation where there could be really, really horrible things happening to them. You know, they're confined and they're in pain. They're uncomfortable. They have a very, very dismal outlook on things. Their future doesn't look promising at all for them. It only looks like they will experience more and more hardship and loss. And I try to, by my own experiences that I've had in my life, I kind of can see myself being in their place of what they're going through and what they're having to deal with. So it makes me less, it actually makes me kind of more put up with a lot more from people, especially when I'm not in a good mood, when things aren't going well for me and I'm upset and I'm going through some difficult time. Then I have to see that maybe a lot of other people that are around me, maybe that work where I work at, or that live in the same community that I live in, are going through a lot worse things. Are more hardship, more hard things are happening to them. So I'm trying to be sympathetic towards them and trying to have empathy towards others, and really firmly understanding that they have as much of a self that's aware of itself just as I do. That I'm not I'm not the only person around that is conscious, that's having to go through and experience being alive and going through having someone they love die, or having to go to the dentist, or having something happen to them, or they're a nightmare, or something happens on their job, or they get injured, or something. I see myself and I put myself in their place, and that makes me a lot more compassionate towards other people and animals. Now, if that's, in a way, it's dangerous, because someone might say, well, you have to look out for yourself. You have to watch your own back. You have to keep yourself, you have to not be too generous. You have to not be too helpful. You have to not use up your time to help other people. You have to conserve your own resources. You have to build up your own self. You have to make sure that you're happy, that you are comfortable before you can reach out and help other people. Well, if that were the case, then I don't think anything would be, you wouldn't want to, because there would always be something lacking. You'd always be a little bit depressed, or always be you'd be a little bit in pain, or you'd be a little bit uncomfortable, or you'd have to be dealing with some minor hardship or minor inconvenience in your own life, so it wouldn't give you any free time or any of the energy that you could use to help those other people. So maybe, where do you draw the line? When to step in? When should you be generous, or when are you being too generous, or how to be smart enough to where people aren't going to be able to take advantage of you if they know you're a compassionate, helpful, sensitive person. Thanks for listening.